Don't worry. Meaning, don't waste time. Sometimes directing is less about knowing what to point your attention to and more about knowing what to ignore. A director more often has to ignore the problems, not focus on them. They've got to be blindly optimistic. Don't have permission to film in a location? Fine. Focus on getting the actual shot. And then if a problem does occur, address it then. But if you manage to steal the shot, then it's perfect. You get the pleasure of being able to move on. Now, the filmmaker Werner Herzog has often talked about how filmmakers shouldn't go to film school, but instead learn how to pick locks. Now, I like to think that that man is never talking too literally. I think he instead is making a point about being efficient, being criminal, finding shortcuts when you can. Rule 2, acknowledge the failings brutally. Here is the remote to a smoke machine. The smoke machine can work without this remote, but this remote is not mine. I rented a smoke machine at a shoot last week. I accidentally left this in my pocket. I shall return this to the owner. It is a failing I need to address, and address immediately.
Where are the boundaries? The boundaries are, wait, a bit further forward. Yeah, this way towards me. I'll go in. Yeah, there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And am I wiggling my
head?
head?
Yeah, you're wiggling your head, yeah.
But am I still in frame when I wiggle?
Yeah, you are. But do you not want to be?
No. So when am I out of frame there?
Like,
when did I hit my head on the frame?
Yeah, then.
Ow!
Yeah.
Ow!
Yeah.
Ow!
Yeah, that's good.
Is that good? Is that working?
Yeah.
Ow!
Pitch to the right.
If you feel restricted by the medium you're working within, then acknowledge your failings, because you make the rulebook. Therefore, you should always have the power to make the image change. The objects you use can be transcendent. Do not be romantic about your ideas when you're only making things up. You're making it up. So how you use the objects you use changes the way we see them. For example, what about? I am currently a human, but watch this. That was a place only for cars. When making a movie, you've got to filter all passion and energy into one focal point, so you never get distracted.
I'm thinking of giving up my little dreams of being a video man. Please persuade me not to.
Oh, don't do that, bro. It's all gonna be okay in the end. Rule 6. Okay.
Rule 6.
It's like. Oh, okay. Let me try. I know. I'm trying.
Guy Ritchie, like.
Yeah.
Rule 6.
Yeah. Okay.
Rule 6.
The sun.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Fine.
Yeah. No. I'm with. No. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No. Rule 6. The sun.
So everything is so absurd that you just may as well not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's kind of what.
Everything is so like crazy and bizarre and absurd that you may as well not, and you may as well keep going. And the light is okay, not like the light, but the sun comes up, and so should you. Not in a weird way. Don't do that, bro.
Rule book for that. So, rule 7. Just something distinct.
Structure.
Structure.
Yeah, structure. To structure your life so that you don't have any time to be creative, so that then when you are meant to, you have to.
Lift your feet up a bit more. It was just a thing I was doing with the other guys. I don't know, like fake journey or something. Yeah.
Does this look good?
I don't know, the fake walking, I mean, it doesn't really have any meaning, does it?
But does it look like I'm walking?
Well, it looks like you're just marching on the spot. I mean, I think the walking might just be a bit too weird. Selling out. Do not worry about selling out before you have the opportunity to do so. Do not stress about subordinating your art for a secondary purpose, when the purpose of your art should be for it to interact with others, or for them to want its utility. Sometimes, society valuing your work and it being compliant to a pre-existing structure is proof that the artist's work is necessary and worthy and on the right path. So just focus on the work first, before worrying about how it is perceived.
A world without art is just like, you know, your head's in a fishbowl. There's not really much interaction with a wider world, because you need an abstract concept in order to help place faith in something other than yourself, because you're all too deluded with a subjective view. You're all too inside your own head. But art helps you interact with the idea of everything outside of you. But you've just got to remember that art is such a necessity for so many people that it is the right thing. It's the duty, you know. It's the duty to do your work. You've just got to get it done, because it helps yourself and others get through it. But you don't do it for that reason, right? You just do it because it isn't optional. It just is. Right?
Word.
Rule 10, never give up. You should never give up, because what you want to give up on is an illusion. I've got myself into this state by committing to making a film a week. I want to give up because I thought it was too much of a commitment and it was getting in the way. But what I'm giving up on is just hypotheticals and hypothetical frustrations. I just need to change my perception on the coming process. I don't need to give up, because there is then just nothing. There's just a void of nothing.
If there was one rule, I think like death, but like life, because life and death.
Don't worry, have some focus. Don't worry about the perception. Fight for a creative life.